So importers and distributors, this is a very good one. You're working with a matured company there. If you really want to kickstart the brand, this supplier has got it all. They've been in the industry for 30 years. They won Brandy of the Year at London Spirits Competition. Especially if you are a UK importer or a spirits distributor, I highly recommend you to work with this company. So I chat with Gordon here, and here is what he has to say.
We come from a place called Tamborine Mountain, which is about half an hour inland from the Gold Coast, which is the holiday playground of Australia. That's about 1,000 kilometers north of Sydney, and we're about 1 hour south of Brisbane. So the three major cities in Australia are Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. So we're in the Sunshine State of Queensland. We've been around about 30 years. We're the oldest craft distiller in the state. Started in 1993. But today we have more national and international awards than any of the 600 or 700 distilleries in Australia. We've got almost 400 awards over the last 30 years. So we enter competitions all over the world. And the one reason we win is we make so many different drinks. So we can enter in lots of different parts of the competition. We were the first to make many drinks. We were the first to make absinthe in Australia. We're a really quirky sort of company. We made the first gins in Queensland. We make products for other companies as well. We make alcohol for Lush, the British skincare company, for their perfume. We make gin for the JW Marriott Group. But prima facie, we're a craft distiller, and we have about 150 different recipes, and we retail about 80 at any one time. About 50 of those would be liqueurs and about 30 of them spirits. So we do every sort of liqueur and spirit you could imagine: vodka, schnapps, rum, brandy, eau de vie, and right through to absinthe. And in liqueurs, we would have almost every flavor a bartender could want as well. We have a big focus on very unique Australian drinks. There's a big push for that, from both medicinal, for cough, colds, flu, right through to some very wacky tastes that no one else has got in the world. And then we do all the normal things. We call the lolly range for people who want Turkish delight and chopped mint. We do those as well. The bottle that did so well in the London competition was, an apricot brandy. It's a fruit brandy, 40% alcohol, obviously. And it's just a beautiful drink because we've managed to blend a 50-50 taste. Half the taste is a really nice fruity apricot in a traditional 2.5 to 3 year old aged brandy. So that's what we have here.
Super. And I think that won Brandy of the Year, right?
It did. And of course, that's quite good in Australia, because Australia produces a lot of wine. It's a wine country, very well-known wine. I'm from a little town you probably haven't heard of in the UK called London. I was born there many years ago. And, when I grew up, the word wine was just synonymous with France. But I think now, the British, you drink a lot of Australian wines and probably understand a lot more about Australian vineyards than probably I did when I was a kid. So it's really good to see Australian, whiskies and gins, and obviously now brandy doing so well on the international stage. And thanks to you guys, obviously.
Let's go on the distribution, right? So which countries or markets are you currently available, and which countries or states are you looking to expand your brand?
Where we're coming from, well, we're probably the only Australian distiller with an office in China, and we do a lot of work up there. My partner, who you thought I was when you called me that when we started, she's a very famous Chinese lawyer. She's been in Australia for about 25 years, so has very good connections there. But we were going to launch in the UK about 2.5 years ago. We got a big grant from the Australian government. Then COVID hit, and there was no point going there because, as you know, everything closed down. So this is really part of our, re-entry vehicle into the market, and we're planning to come over for your November show there. And
nice.
And obviously enter again this year. And what are we looking for? Well, we're really not like that previous lady. We're not in the UK at the moment. We do have some stock there because my old mother still lives there, so I've got to get rid of that quickly before she drinks it all. But generally, I think our idea would be just probably find a good distributor and let them do the work, because we want to really focus on our products, and it's a big world. A lot of people want our products, so it's nice to find a very good partner who could complement what we do. Another thing we thought of is if there was a British company who was looking to get into Australia, we could almost reciprocate, where we could represent their product here and they could represent ours there. That's just a thought. I'm not sure that would work, but
very nice. Do you do self-distribution in Australia?
We're pretty much everywhere. We're so well known, so we're not only a distillery, we're a major tourist attraction. What you would probably know as cellar, a tasting room.
Yeah.
We're the top tourist attraction in our region. We're a small town stuck on a mountain with only 8,000 residents.
Nice.
But we have 1.8 million visitors a year. So you can imagine what the main business is. It's people going on wine. We've got 5 wineries in this little town, So every other vehicle is a bus full of winos, people wanting to taste, people want to have a nice day. Spectacular scenery. We're in a rainforest. We're the biggest community of people in Australia with no water, no sewage, and we're running the whole plant on solar.
Wow.
So very, very eco in that sense. So people come along, they can do a wine tasting with these wineries, and they can come and choose any one of our 80 drinks for $5 and have a great time, So tourism is really big, and we've won the Tourism of the Year for the whole of Queensland this year, beating all the wineries, all the breweries, and all the distilleries. So we're pretty good at what we do, and I think we should keep focusing on that and just support distributors around the world rather than travel the world. And I've been everywhere in my life anyway. So we just like the idea of finding a good distributor, then going over there once or twice a year and training them and having a good time with them, rather than worry about sales staff and everything. So that's our business model, and I think it seems to be working in Asia quite well. And now that COVID's out the way, we just start looking back to America and to Europe. Is a hero product at the moment because thanks to you guys, sales are going through the roof of that product. Got some good news, but yeah, we can make a product if someone wants a specific one. We sell to all the big bars. We sell to Dan Murphy's over here. They're like your Sainsbury's, one of the bigger distributors of alcohol, and we make special sizes for the bars right through to, if you're a tourist, you can buy these sort of sizes and have a great time for gifting as well.